Mic 1, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic 1, Mic 1.
Mic 2, testing, testing, Mic 2, testing. Cool.
Good afternoon and welcome to BigV State Championship Women's action here at Bellarine Secondary College. It is game of the week for senior women and it is a top of the table clash. It is the Bellarine Storm taking on the Pakenham Warriors. A few more here with, he's going to hate me for saying this, but arguably one of the key pillars in the boys program here for our VJBL program. It's our under-12 boys ones coach, Christian Sanderson. Welcome, Christian.
Hi, Hugh. Thanks for having me.
We're in for a massive clash here. Both these teams having absolutely fantastic seasons, and this one's set to be an absolute blockbuster.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good match. The top two teams. I haven't seen Pakenham before, but there's a lot of length on that team, that's for sure.
Well, Christian, you haven't seen Pakenham before, but this team has been coming for a few years now. They were on the brink last year. They made finals and actually went out to the Storm. But they have just been brewing under the surface, just doing their thing quietly. And it's on the back of their WNBL player, Grace Graham, who's averaging 19 points a game, and she is absolutely killing it. Constant blue carpet appearances, and so she is set to turn it on tonight. It's also on the back of Sky Rees as well, who is averaging 13.8 points a game. But last night here at Storm HQ, it was electric.
Oh, it was fantastic.
The women's game was fiery. Both teams were going at it. Bellarine came away with the 40-point win, but the scoreboard didn't do it justice. I think Wyndham put an absolute fight up and made life hard for the Storm. And then obviously our men's team, under the guidance of their championship Olympian coach Ray Warner in his first game, getting their first win after 6 losses. So the crowd will slowly file in for this one. Your starting lineups for tonight's match. For the Warriors, it'll be number 4, Grace Graham. Number 8, Bree Watman. Number 11, Abby Lee Wood. Number 25, Kaylee Neve. And rounding out the Warriors, number 7, Eliza Hollingsworth. And for the Storm, it'll be number 35, Georgia Varley. Number 23, I believe she's number 7, I can't see. Number 7, Charlotte Armstrong. Number 8, Olivia Vert. And I've been asked to say this, but rounding out the Storm, it's number 24, the league's best flopper, Jamie Crombie. As we start immediately with a jump ball. So she's got many titles, Jamie Crombie. Apparently the funniest player in the league and now the best flopper in the league.
I'm not sure I understand the joke, but...
That's all right. It's, Jamie will love it. So, as we're just...
It's going to be interesting to see how Storm deal with their extra length, specifically without Bridget Renstadt playing.
So as Abby Lee Wood does Great job on D to knock the ball out of Vert's hand. Mind you, I might add, no Rhett Stat and no Hall. So two key forwards for the Storm. But, I mean, they played Wyndham last night, who were also very tall and did a good job, as Hollingsworth's three won't go. Vert was absolutely fantastic last night and picks up where she left off, wasting no time, and opens her account. And how good was Olivia Vert last night? She couldn't do any wrong.
I know, it was fantastic drive. Nice left-hand finish. Something I try and teach the little kids.
It's a Christian, after coaching under Christian Sanderson, you spend about 3 months just making sure left hands are an expertise of our junior players. As number 4, Grace Graham, picks up her first foul in that last play. And speaking of, she goes back the other end and
lovely.
Gets her first 2 points. Grace Graham playing WNBL last season for the Adelaide Lightning, as Vert can't get that one to go. Here comes Wood to Hollingsworth to Graham.
Oh, okay. Looks like they're going to be showing on those pick and roll actions, Storm.
As Wood buries that one. Great spot. We saw it a little bit last night as the Storm tried to sort of weather the two-headed monster of Birgit Schnorderdotter and Brianna Bailey, which they did a fairly good job of, as that pass from Courtney Strait just gets past Georgia Varley. And so the Warriors out to a good start. Watman hands it off to Wood, looking for the screen. She'll get it and plays through Neve, and she'll draw the contact. So she'll head to the line for 2. Foul will be on number 24, Jamie Crombie. Her first.
Just a little bit late on the challenge there.
And I feel we're going to see a lot of that sort of pick and roll action, trying to get their forwards into the key for Pakenham this afternoon. Obviously this, you wouldn't say undersized Storm team, but just a little bit smaller than Pakenham's lineup.
They don't quite have the same length, do they? Not at the moment, on the court at the moment anyway.
So Crombie pushing the floor, another turnover for the Storm. That's 3 early for them. Reminder, it is also pink round here in BigV. Both teams sporting pink warm-up tops and a number of pink accessories, as Watman's elbow jump shot won't go. Support of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Crombie, 4-3, rattles that one home. Jamie Crombie was good in her minutes last night too, as the kick-ahead pass from Watman is spot on.
It was a lovely pass, that.
Armstrong was there to stop it.
Just a little bit too far under the ring on the catch, that's the only thing.
So Storm struggling to get their passes off at the moment. Margin 6-all. Graham lets it fly quickly. Doesn't go, and Hollingsworth and Armstrong both fight for it. But last comes off Hollingsworth. So Armstrong finds Vert. Got that lethal rip-through drive that she does. Instead goes to Varley. Crombie's already hit one today. Second one was just short.
That was a lovely action too, to get open on that.
Graham pushed to her left hand by Strait, but Hollingsworth left wide open. No luck, and Strait secures the rebound. She decides, waste no time with that one, but it's off. Still 6 apiece here. 3.5 minutes gone.
It's a bit of a heat check. 3 without the heat going yet. Maybe a little bit too early.
Maybe a little bit too early, but we know all it takes is for Courtney Strait to get one shot, as her pass to Armstrong lands on the nail, and Varley rips baseline, dishes it into Armstrong. She finishes under. Contact, can't get it to roll, but she'll head to the line for 2. Foul on number 11, Abby Lee Wood for Pakenham, her first. And we spoke about last night in the men's game, the women's game, pardon me, about how this Storm team, as soon as there's a rebound, they're out and running. They've got people filling the lanes. They love to run the floor. How do you stop that if you're Pakenham? Are you sending 2 players back when the shot goes up, or are you hoping that your defenders in transition are quick enough to sort of slow that run down?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, really, with their length, whether you're crashing the boards or like you said, you're sending people back early. I guess that's something to consider. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that.
All right, we'll come back to Christian Sanderson here, head coach of the under-12 boys, now VGBL, as Lee Wood steps back for that one. Misses everything, and Armstrong secures the rebound. Obviously, Bellarine on their second stint of a doubleheader this weekend. Pakenham just their first game. Pitch back to Vert. Another pitch back to Armstrong. She loves that mid-range jump shot. No luck. Straight secures the offensive rebound. Armstrong going baseline, gets a nice roll over the top of her defender, and the Storm take out an early lead, out to 4.
My view is you crash the boards to start off with, test them on the inside.
Grace Graham gets her defender looking, and that opens a clear runway for her. Takes her up to 4 points for tonight's match. It's not even night time, but this is a matchup to watch. Graham and straight. Varley up the top. Snakes her defender, but Crombie nearly gets the pass into Armstrong. And then Pakenham out to the races. Potentially a travel from Wood. Got away with it though. As Varley and Hollingsworth fighting on the block. Watman finds Wood in the corner. 4-3. That one goes. Nice find there from Watman. So Abby Lee Wood takes her up to 6 for the night. Straight, surveying her options. Gets Varley at the top. She's doubled. Instead goes back to straight, late in the shot clock. Single digits, step through, signature straight move.
Nice move.
Draws the contact, and she'll head to line for 2. Foul will be on number 4, Grace Graham. Developing story in the game now. Grace Graham, Pakenham's key player, is on 2 personal fouls. We're only 6 minutes into the game as we see number 43, pardon me, I believe. I can't see a number. Hollingsworth checked out. Number 42, Stella Patton. Amy Patton checks in. It was straight. Couldn't get the second to go. Levels. Scores all tied up. As Sky Rees gets her afternoon off to a great start. 2 points to her total. Hollowwood checked in for Varley during that free throw. And Osborne in for Crombie. Straight, has a gap, makes that one with a massive hand in her face. And
difficult shot.
Difficult shot, but Courtney Straight, known for hitting those difficult shots, thrives off them as Wood, guarded by Vert, and Rees just gets a nice little back cut. And Coach Sanderson doesn't like what he sees, so he's going to blow a timeout here early in the first quarter. It's the Pakenham Warriors trailing the Bellarine Storm 16-15. And so far this match has made out to all it's what it's meant to be so far.
Yeah, Storm got off on a run, and the Warriors have come back. That back cut there was lovely. The Storm girls got a little bit lost, I think, in that last action.
I think the big thing right now, Storm currently with 5 turnovers in 6.5 minutes of action. Pakenham with none. But a lot of those turnovers have come from poor passes.
Yeah.
It feels like we saw last night. I spoke to a few people after the game, and the Storm last night almost looked like they were 3 passes ahead on every play. They knew where everyone was. And right now they're just, whether it's the second game jitters or it's just it's still taking a little bit to warm up. It is a little bit chilly here. It just feels like the passes aren't as accurate as last night.
Well, they're definitely trying to push the ball ahead quickly. Potentially trying to push the ball ahead quickly so that Pakenham doesn't get a chance to set up their defence with their tools. But yeah, obviously at the moment that's coming at the cost of a few turnovers.
So Grace Graham currently on 2 fouls, still on the court. Coach Gibson has her full trust in her. We do have a number change for the Storm. Charlotte Armstrong will go from 7 to 96.
Well, Pakenham running a press here. Diamond press.
Little change up out of the timeout. It works to their success in the first play. Wood wastes no time with that 3. It's long. Armstrong now sporting 96. Secures the rebound. Courtney Straight finds Vert. And again, there's another pass. Oh, they'll get away with that one. A foot violation there.
Yep.
So correction, margin is 3 points. Straight had to work hard to receive that pass. Finds Vert. Guarded by Watman. Does a good job to stay in front. Osborne's going to have to shoot it. She gets it up in time and beats the buzzer with that one. So Olivia Osborne gets her night going. Storm with a 5-point lead. So they go straight inside to Reeves, step through. Armstrong does a good job to stay in front.
Ooh.
But Reeves gets the friendly roll.
Yeah, got the shooter bounce on that.
And so back to a 3-point margin. Straight, dancing. Attacking the basket under heavy contact. We'll draw the contact and the foul. Foul will be on number 42, Amy Patton. And we'll see Lucy Howard check in for her first minutes tonight. Charlotte Armstrong out. We'll also see Jamie Crombie check in for Olivia Vert. 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Straight makes the first, takes her up to 5. 4 rebounds to go along with that so far. And she'll get the second one to go. Graham finds Wood. As Graham gets it back, she'll use the screen of Reeves. No, she'll miss it. Howard got in the passing lane.
Well done, Lucy. That was a good effort.
As Hollowwood wants to push the floor, finds straight at the top. She had to work for the pass. Looks to dance on her defender. Wood did a good job to help on D. And single figures on the shot clock. Straight, step back to Crombie for 3. Looked good from the commentary box, is off instead. Pakenham are out to the races here. Graham wastes no time with that 3, rattles it home. And she becomes the game high scorer with 7. Margin back to 2. Straight, looks to answer back. No luck on that one, and Patton does a good job on the rebound. Pakenham pushing the floor hard. Wood's floater won't go, but Reeves is there to clean up the scraps, and another friendly roll.
Lovely offensive board and put back.
For Sky Reeves, and just like that, it is all tied up here at Bellarine Secondary College. With under a minute to go, as Straight fades and does her banking on a Sunday.
Yeah, that was a lovely screen away action then to get Courtney open.
So Storm retake the lead. 40 seconds in the first quarter. They go straight back inside to Rees, who's absolutely on fire at the moment. And Howard does a good job to force a tough shot. Hollowwood to straight. Back to Hollowwood. They swing it around, all the way around to Osborne. Crombie fakes the off-screen, gets the M1, and gives the crowd the subtle flex. The foul will be on at number 3, Sky Rees. And we'll send Crombie to the line for one more. As Varley checks back in. Straight will check out. Mass substitution for Pakenham. We'll see Rees, Graham, and Patton check out. Patton
Looks a little bit sore, doesn't she?
has come up a little bit sore on that one. We'll keep an eye on it. But we see Beth Kodara, Chelsea Schroeder, and Eliza Hollingsworth check back in. So 21 seconds. You'd think Pakenham would look to go into the quarter break with the last shot. Wood had some separation. Instead goes back 7 seconds. She's pushed to the corner. You'd almost say smart foul there from Lucy Howard.
They've got a few fouls to give Storm, don't they? So that probably was a smart foul.
So 5 seconds for Pakenham to get a shot off. On the sideline, Wood to inbound. They go straight inside to Hollingsworth. She wants to go to work. She does. Gets it high up off the glass. No luck. And Kodara came up with the O-board, but couldn't finish it. And at the end of the first break, it is the Bellarine Storm leading 25-20. It's Sky Rees leading the scoring for the Warriors, 8 points. While Jamie Crombie leads the way for the Storm with 6. Right now,
I think it's like we said at the start of the game, Pakenham are looking to use their length on the inside, and Storm are trying to counter it on the fast break. That's how I see things at the moment.
And it just feels right now like this game is on track to be an absolute blockbuster. Only player in real foul trouble is Grace Graham for the Warriors with 2 to her name, but she played pretty much all the first quarter with 2 fouls. So certainly showing her basketball IQ. And I was talking to our men's head coach last night, and Malik McKinney picked up his 4th foul with 17 minutes to go in the game. And everyone was freaking out, and he was left on the court. And Ray made a good point. Your smart players often lock in more when they're in foul trouble. They're more focused on not getting a foul, which ultimately turns around the other way. And on offense, they lock in.
Yeah.
Do you find that?
I was actually very surprised that he left him on, to be honest with you, and that's what makes Ray a head coach and me coaching the under 12 boys at the moment, because it worked out, and it sounds like it's something I should take on board watching that game, because yeah, you're right, he got his 4th foul early in the game, and Ray persisted with him where other coaches may not take that risk, and it, as you said, it worked out.
I think the other thing, the major glaring factor, Christian, is that 10-year-old boys probably aren't as smart as Malik McKinney and don't have as much experience, so more likely to probably foul, but...
no, this is true. Very true.
The second quarter looks to get underway. Pakenham will start with it. Currently trailing by 5. So look to come out of the gates early. Wood attacks the middle. No luck. Hollingsworth had to work hard for that rebound. She gets it, and Varley's in the passing lane. Somehow Watman didn't cross half court, but that'll leave Schroeder open, and the Storm will secure the defensive rebound.
Yeah, Pakenham are really trying to hit the offensive glass, aren't they? They're throwing 2 at that offensive glass on every shot.
As Osborne goes inside to Howard, but Hollingsworth was there and met her at the ring. Kodara pushed the floor hard. It was too quick for her own feet. Ended up under the backboard, and nice little soft pass there from Varley to Hollywood. Hollywood draws the contact. It'll be on the pass, though. Foul is on number 43, Chelsea Schroeder, her first. It's the floor sweepers getting their money's worth early. So, reminder, it is a state championship doubleheader here this afternoon. The men tip off at 2 in this Big V pink round. Osborne up to Crombie. Skip pass by Crombie to Varley was very high.
Oh,
Varley finds the cutting Hollywood for a nice little mid-range floater. Takes Hollywood into the scoring. Pitch back to Hollingsworth. She skips it to Watman, directing traffic.
Oh, it's screened down.
Nice
that
little
was a
dish
nice
there
pass.
from Hollingsworth to Godara and gets a friendly knock there. Still margin of 5 points, 27-22. 1.5 minutes gone in this second quarter. Osborne attacking the middle. Meets Hollingsworth at the ring and she'll get fouled. It'll be Hollingsworth's first. Substitutions for both teams. We'll see Quadara check out. Ebony Sands check in. It is breast cancer awareness round here in Big V. And breast cancer is the second most commonly diagnosed cancer in Australia. And the most common cancer around females. 1 in 7 women, 1 in 550 men are diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime.
Yeah, it's something that touches everybody in the community.
Correct.
Either your own family or someone that you know. Yeah, it's terrible.
Not just affects the recipients, but it also affects the family, friends, and everyone around them. So if you are able to, please make a contribution. Head to the Breast Cancer Foundation website, make a donation as Hollingsworth gets that one to go, and we're back to a 3-point margin. I believe we raised a rough figure just off our warm-up tops last night of $270 in our silent auction as Howard lets that one fly quickly.
Ooh, nice rebound.
Northern back for her first weekend back in Storm colours as Crombie bullies her way inside. Watman hit the deck. And Wood.
Jamie doesn't mind using that fake handoff and then getting downhill. She did it effectively a few times last night.
And the change of direction for Jamie Crombie is quite quick. She often gets a lot of defenders burnt on her first step as we have substitutions for both teams. We'll see Charlotte Armstrong checking for Lucy Howard and Schroeder out, and number 5 Stella O'Loughlin in for the Warriors.
So Pakenham's gone into a zone here. 2-3 zone.
Just to plug that key up a little bit. Storm struggling to find a gap. Varley, her pass is off. Wood pushing the floor. Skip past to Watman in the corner. She's wide open.
Ooh.
That one hit the side of the backboard. Rare miss for Watman. And then she applies a bit of pressure on Crombie. She nearly loses it. A little bit of chaos basketball here by the Storm, but they pick up the foul. Foul will be on number 5, Stella O'Loughlin, her first. And Hollywood will check out and vert back in. 3 minutes 10 gone in this quarter. Another turnover for the Storm. They are killing. That is killing them right now. O'Loughlin out to Watman, to Sands, and Armstrong did a good job to get in the passing lane.
She didn't quite seal on that last one.
As they swing it, Crombie's wide open, pleading for it. She gets it, and she uses it well. Jamie Crombie lights out from the three-point line tonight. Takes her up to 9 points. Margin back out to 6. 31-25, 4 minutes gone in this second quarter. Watman looking for an option. Varley does a good job, loses her footing, and
Nice
Watman
shot.
takes
Tough
that to
shot.
her advantage. So back and forth here between these top of the table teams. Crombie with a heat check. That would have really got the team up and about. Instead, O'Loughlin comes up with a rebound and immediately starts directing traffic, but doesn't need it as
Nice
Crombie
block.
doing it at both ends right now. Gets the block.
Nice ghost screen to get open by Pakenham to begin with. And then, yeah, Crombie really timed the help defence on that to get the block.
As Jamie Crombie does check out. Well-deserved break. Straight back in. Northern with a big rebound. Kick ahead to Vert. She wastes no time going downhill. Spinning step through. Gets the finish. And that is what Olivia Vert can do. She has been absolutely awesome this weekend. Had 24 points last night and right now has 5 so far in this match and hasn't looked like slowing down, as Abby Lee Wood will take a break after that foul, and we'll see Grace Graham check back in. Vert will head to the line for one more. Didn't like it, but it got the roll.
Yeah, their free throw shooting, I'm not sure of the percentages, but Storm have really been capitalising on their free throws.
80% from the free throw line so far, Christian. 8 from 10.
Yep.
Pakenham have only shot the 2 free throws. Other noticeable pointers.
Oh, nice.
A nice steal there from Kaylee Neve. Gets her afternoon underway. Another thing to note, we've still got half a quarter to go here. Bellarine now in the bonus, so Pakenham with 14 fouls. So Pakenham certainly do not want to foul for the rest of this quarter with the Bellarine shooting so high from the free throw line.
Well, I wasn't sure of the percentages last night, but it looked like they were hitting their free throws well last night. They're certainly making the most of those shots.
Vert couldn't get that one to go. So Pakenham have a chance to bring it within a 1-possession game. Storm from the free throw last night, 13 from 23. It's Graham.
13 from 23.
13 from 23.
Maybe not as good as what I thought. There you go.
Maybe you were watching only the good parts, Christian, as Northam goes coast to coast and gets 2 more points for her night. 36-29, 6 minutes gone. Graham wanted to use the screen. Vert got over the top of it though. Instead she goes to Rees, top scorer for the Warriors. Draws the contact. So she'll head to the line for 2. That'll be on number 96, Charlotte Armstrong. Substitution for the Storm. We'll see Varley and Northam check out and Osborne and Hollywood check in.
So Pakenham are obviously trying to go through Rees when she's on the court.
She makes the first. Rees up to 9 points. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. So far in tonight's matchup. Makes the second. Obviously the Storm still missing Bridget Rettstadt and Chantal Hall.
Oh, went to a press.
It's a pass from Hollywood. Didn't go anywhere. So Graham skips it to O'Loughlin. They look to go inside to Neve. She's got a massive mismatch, but spent too much time in the key.
Let's see if Pakenham go to the press again here.
Well,
no. Coach
Sanderson's going to call a timeout. So you would think out of this timeout there'd be maybe something to beat this press.
Yeah, and Pakenham might change it up again.
Change it up a little bit.
Might go to something else. Like after the last timeout, they came out with a diamond press and got the deflection. I don't think they ended up with a steal, but got the deflection. Certainly something to watch and see what they do.
So right now, this game is all it's lived up to be. It is the BigV Senior Women Game of the Round, top of the table clash. And with 3 minutes, 47 seconds to go in the first half, it's 36-31 in favour of the Storm. There's also pink round here, breast cancer awareness round. As we were talking about before, such a sad and devastating illness that is so common amongst women in Australia. It is the most commonly diagnosed cancer.
Yeah, it's terrible. Affects our mums, our daughters, our friends, our cousins. It affects everybody. It's terrible. And also, a smaller percentage, but also males can get breast cancer too.
Correct. 1 in 550 men each year. In their lifetime. Vert for 3. Roughly 58 people will be diagnosed with breast cancer every day in Australia. So if you can make a donation, it goes very far. It doesn't matter how little or how big. It is greatly appreciated. Head over to the National Breast Cancer Foundation website. There's a bright pink button on top of the website. It says donate. That's where you head to. Both teams sporting the bright pink warm-up tops, as well as a multitude of accessories. I see Bree Watman's got a nice little temporary tattoo on her leg. I believe it's temporary. It's a little pink lady.
I haven't seen it. I'll keep an eye out.
As Vert step through won't go. Rees had to work hard for that rebound. As Neve didn't know where the ball was, but this time she does. 3 is off, and O'Loughlin got the offensive rebound. But no luck. And Straight secures the rebound. Hollowwood to Straight to Vert. They swing it all the way around. Vert, nice pitch back pass, pick and roll by the Storm for Armstrong. And she'll get that one to go, and the Storm doing a great job around the ring, finishing tonight.
That was a high shot. Certainly got the shooter's bounce on that one.
And substitution for the Warriors. We'll see Neve and O'Loughlin, check out. We'll see Hollingsworth and Schroeder check back in as Armstrong makes the trip worth her while, up to 7 points. Little bit of applied pressure here by the Storm. Margin out to 8 points, biggest it's been all game.
Yeah, the Storm are just putting a bit of pressure on, bring that ball down, take a few seconds off the shot clock.
Speaking of taking a few seconds off, Schroeder had it for a while. Hollingsworth wanting to go to work underneath. Does a great job to step through and draw the contact on the much smaller Vert. And it'll be Olivia Verts.
Yeah, they're certainly trying to use their bigs on the inside. Pakenham, that is.
Osborne checking out, Crombie back in. Hollingsworth at the line for 2, makes the first. Liza Hollingsworth and a stint at Gonzaga over in America.
Press again.
Storm break through the press with ease, but Armstrong's wasn't quick enough for the pass of Straight.
1-2-2 press back into a 2-3 zone at the moment. And it is being a little bit disruptive.
Hollingsworth made the all-WCC second team in the 2023-24 season.
No, they've moved out of the press on this one.
Oh, wow. So a bit of mind games here between the two teams, the ladder leaders, as you might say. Storm still 1 game clear on top, with just the 1 loss coming last week against the Suns from Sherbrooke. Frustrations starting to creep in here for the Storm. I think they'd be final 2 minutes of this half, and I think they're pleading for the half to come just to smooth out some of these creases.
Yeah, their spacing wasn't very good on that last play. that skip pass too. There's two Storm players standing next to each other. You know, against the zone, you really want to get your spacing correct. Find the gaps, pass into gaps.
So foul was on number 8, Olivia Vert. So Storm pleading for this halftime break to come. Coach Sanderson with no timeouts. A 6-point margin here. Hollingsworth will look it to take it. Down to 4, she makes the first. As the crowd slowly shuffles in. Sunday afternoon here, Bellarine Secondary College.
Well done then. It's one thing to earn the foul, it's the other to make the most of it and hit your shots. And she's hit the last 4. Ooh.
As Vert got hooked up hard on that play. No malice in it. Foul was on number 43, Chelsea Schroeder.
And they're going to the line.
And the Storm in the bonus, so Vert will head to the line for 2. Both teams shooting from the free throw line quite effectively. Storm shooting at 83%, 10 from 12, while Pakenham shooting at 88%, 7 from 8. So certainly plenty of chances, as I've just given Verdi the commentator's curse.
You've jinxed her.
She misses the first. So plenty of points to be had at the free throw line. She makes the second. So 5-point margin, minute half to go here in the first half. Pakenham looking to come into the half with some momentum. Storm really wanting the half to end as Graham fades on Hollowwood. Crombie does a good job on boxing out the much bigger Hollingsworth. Straight, stuck up the top, gets it to Crombie. Charlotte rolls, finds Vert for 3, and that will just relieve a little bit of the pressure for the Storm coming into the half. 50 seconds to go, out by 8. Rees pleading for it inside, she gets it.
Oh.
Can't convert, and Armstrong couldn't secure the rebound. So it'll stay with the Warriors.
Hollingsworth was on the weak side then too. Just the luck of the bounce. If it had have bounced on the other side, she would have had that board, I reckon.
So Schroeder out, Patton back in. Looks to be okay. The last sub came off limping, but looks to be back in action. Hollingsworth pops for the 3, can't get it to go.
Offensive boards at the moment. Pakenham are doing a really good job of getting second opportunities.
10-4 so far in this game in favour of Pakenham. So definitely a talking point for Coach Sanderson and his team at half-time. 30 seconds. Watman late in the shot clock, gets the roll of Reeves. Vert's in the passing lane though. The Storm have numbers on the break. Straight had to work hard for it, but makes it worth her while. And 2 more points for Courtney Straight. Takes her up to 10. 7 rebounds to go along with that. And Pakenham will get the last shot of the quarter. They had the last one of the first quarter. Graham, 4-3, lights it up. No luck. Reeves with the big rebound.
That's it.
Time will expire. Eliza Hollingsworth. Last minute tap in won't count as the Storm head into the halftime break with the biggest lead of the game of 10. It is, that's the wrong game. Bellarine Storm 45, Pakenham 35 on the back of an all-team performance. Courtney Straight, 10 points, 7 rebounds so far. Olivia Vert equal that, 10 points, 3 assists, while for the Warriors, Sky Rees, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and then Graham and Hollingsworth with 7 each.
What's Pakenham, what's their 2-point percentage at the moment?
Pakenham's 2-point percentage, 36% from the field.
I think that's the difference. I mean, they're getting good looks, it's just not dropping.
I don't know. Storm are shooting 10 from 17 from 2, so we will get back to that one. But as we head to a halftime break, reminder, it is game of the week here for senior women. Top of the table clash. Bellarine lead the Warriors by 10 at halftime. We'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. Just don't talk too loud. dead set on. You don't have to talk. Good afternoon and welcome back to State Championship Women's action. It is the senior women game of the round. The top of the table clash between the Bellarine Storm and the Pakenham Warriors. The Storm head into the halftime break with a bit of a score correction. Just a 6-point lead instead of 10. So some adjusting over the halftime break. Hugh Moore here with under 12 boys ones coach Christian Sanderson. And Christian, your thoughts so far on this game in the first half?
I think the tail of the tape at the moment is field goal percentage. Pakenham at 31% and Storm at the moment 50%. So I think that's the big difference. Pakenham are trying to utilise their length and at the moment a lot of pick and roll actions, and Storm are showing on those pick and roll actions and they're doing it well. They're disruptive. So I feel that's the difference at the moment. It's just a difference in quality of shot.
I think a few other key stats to go through before we head back in to second half action. Storm with 11 turnovers in the first half, so certainly quite unusual for them. Pakenham just a 5. Offensive rebounds though, Pakenham have the +7 advantage, 11-4. So certainly the tall timber of Pakenham working hard in the key, but as both teams slowly make their way out onto the court, it'll be Courtney Strait, Olivia Vert, Jamie Crombie, Charlotte Armstrong and Georgia Varley.
So I think going to what you're saying about the turnovers, Pakenham have threw a few things at Storm. They've tried a couple of different presses. They've gone into the zone. Yeah, they're certainly making Tim Sanderson and the assistant coaches there work on what's going on the floor.
Starting lineup for the second half for the Warriors. It'll be Abby Lee Wood, Kaylee Neve, Grace Graham, Eliza Hollingsworth and Bree Watman. So action has resumed. Pakenham will start the half correction at the halftime break. Score is 43-37 in favour of the Storm. Lee Wood with the finger roll, can't get it to go. Hollingsworth, pardon me, cleans up the scraps.
It's just those things there. So it's a lovely offensive board. You've got to make that shot and make Storm pay.
So Storm with a chance to extend their lead. Vert dancing on the free throw line. Finds Armstrong, no luck. Armstrong normally donning the number 7. Had to change to number 96. It's a nice pick and roll there between Watman and Hollingsworth. But the 3 from Neve will miss everything.
Verdi did well then to read that and go and help on that pick and roll action early.
So the Storm without their tall timber duo of Bridget Rettstadt and Chantal Hall for this weekend. Vert looking at her options. Nice pick and roll action there.
Oh, just
Armstrong
off on that
didn't
pass.
roll hard enough. So shaky start for both teams out of the half. Verdi worked hard for that one. She'll get it back and she'll reap all the rewards. Great hustle there from Olivia Vert.
A lovely pass by Varley. She didn't hold it. She got rid of it quickly.
High basketball IQ there from Georgia Varley. This takes Vert up to 10 points after a 24-point performance last night. She's wasted no time picking up where she left off. That's a long 2 from Wood. Won't go. Varley, transition 3 is up. No luck. Vert worked hard for that one. And it'll stay with the Storm.
I think that Storm are a little bit lucky on that.
14 on the shot clock. Margin out to 8. Vert thought about it. Instead gives it back to Varley. Cross to Straight, wide open on an island. She'll make you pay.
Yeah, lovely ball movement.
She loves it, and that'll lead to Coach Gibson calling a timeout.
Well done.
And just like that, the energy has been injected into this Storm team as they take an 11-point lead.
Storm
2 minutes.
were very patient on that last action, very patient. They had a couple of looks, but they really waited to the best look that went in.
So timeout for the Pakenham Warriors. Georgia Varley, interesting one. Yet to score this game, but 3 rebounds, 5 assists. So she's doing everything.
Well, she's involved in both of those last scores. That
Correct.
three-pointer there came because she was patient. She kicked it out to an open straight, and that last one before that, that transition came off a deflection from...
I believe it was a deflection of Vert,
and then
who ended up with the layup.
That's right, Varley straight away didn't hold on to it. She was almost in the air when she got rid of that pass back to Vert for the open 2. Yeah, certainly involved. Don't have to be hitting the scoreboard to be involved in the game, do you, Hugh?
Correct. Coaches love 1%ers, and Georgia Varley is doing that as we speak. So, action to resume after the Pakenham timeout. Normally come out with an answer. Watman to Graham. Just 7 points for her tonight. Skip pass to Wood. Into Neve. Steps through. That shot won't go. Crombie used her head to rebound that one. Surveying the floor. That finds Vert. Armstrong working in hard inside. Pitch back out to Crombie. This would be huge for the Storm. It is. As the Storm start to run away with this one. Out to 14 points. Biggest margin of the game.
Pakenham doubled on Charlotte down on the block just then, and that ended up leaving, was it Verdi? Open.
I believe it was Hollingsworth. 3 would be huge for Pakenham's confidence. No luck. And again, the Storm out to the races.
No, slow it up.
Skip pass to Vert. She rips through the middle, finishes over the top, and gets a roll. And Olivia Vert is having an absolute weekend of basketball. 24 points last night, 14 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 steals in tonight's contest. She is on fire.
Yeah, when you're feeling it, and that sat on the rim for a second before it dropped in.
So the Storm, with that free throw, now go out to 17 points. Only 3 minutes gone in this second half, pardon me. Pakenham looking for an answer here. Storm on a 10-0 run to start the half. Kick out to Graham, 4-3. This would relieve the pressure just a little bit, and that she does. Grace Graham gets another 3, takes her up to 10. Equal team high with Rees. Straight was open, wanted it. Instead it goes to Vert. Dancing inside to Armstrong. Rees did a good job to knock it out of bounds. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Storm ball. Up to Crombie. Thought about the 3. She gets it. And a foul over the top on Armstrong. That'll be Charlotte Armstrong's.
Charlotte Armstrong for the Storm. Her
second personal. So the 10-3 run for the Storm to start the quarter. 4 minutes gone here.
Yeah, their quality of shot at the moment, 62% from 2.
As the ball last touched off the Storm, so it'll stay with the Warriors. Storm haven't missed a shot this quarter, so they are certainly on fire out of the halftime break.
And Pakenham are definitely trying things on defense. They've thrown 2 players on the inside. Storm just feeling it at the moment because, you know, a good idea, it's just not working.
2 points there will go for Pakenham. Cutting the margin, Vert A little bit of a wild shot there.
Yeah.
Unlike her, and Hollingsworth stuck in the backcourt. They're going to have to get it over.
Yeah.
As Vert fouled very close to an 8-second violation. That'll be Olivia Vert's third foul. So she'll take a break and we'll see Courtney Hollywood check in. Graham, given space, will get the shooter's roll as Jamie Crombie goes flying off the play.
I missed what happened then.
I missed what happened too.
Well, she's got a bit of blood on her, Jamie, I think.
Straight and Watman go at the ring, and Watman draws the contact. And she'll head to the line for two. That'll be Courtney Straight's first personal, I believe, second personal.
And Sanderson's called a timeout.
Courtney Straight's first foul, and as we head to a timeout, Coach Sanderson not liking what he's seeing at the moment. After a 10-0 start to the quarter, Pakenham slowly chipping away, margin back down to 9, but you just feel this game still hangs in the balance. Pakenham are not shying away, they're not going away, and starting to get a little bit physical too, which we saw last night.
Yeah, I feel like Bellarine haven't been patient on their shot selection the last few times down the floor, and Pakenham are doing a really good job of being disruptive and using their bigs for a bit of physicality, throwing them off.
A little shout out to assistant coach and Bellarine Storm general manager Nick Stamatopoulos. Oh no, I've messed it up. Nick Stamatopoulos, currently sitting at the airport, I believe, on his way over to Greece.
I often, or occasionally, when someone pronounces Nick's last name, I get Nick to rate whether or not, or what a rating it is out of 10. So I'll be asking Nick.
I'll get a message from him, I reckon, if he's listening.
About the rating on your...
I'm pretty sure I'm spot on with it. Nick Stamatopoulos, as Watman makes the first one. And the second, so cuts the margin back down to 7.
Ooh.
5 minutes gone. Risky passes here from the Storm. They get away with it. Varley. Skip pass from Straight to Crombie. They go inside.
They're looking, yeah.
This is the ball movement we've come to know for the Storm. Whizzing around. Hollywood out to Crombie. Set. Was just short.
Ooh.
And so as
Storm got to do something about these offensive boards. They're giving away too many second-hand opportunities at the moment.
13-5. As another friend of the stream, Mr. Baden Giblet over in the WA, he says I've apparently butchered it. So we will wait and see from the man himself. Straight, nice little dish inside to Armstrong.
Oh, nice shot. Baden would know. He spent a lot of time with Nick coaching teams, so I think he would have a fair understanding of whether or not you did butcher it.
I'll wait to hear from the man himself.
Maybe Baden can give you a rating out of 10.
Maybe he can. As Rees goes inside, had to work hard for that one. She'll come away with the free throws. Foul will be on number 24, Jamie Crombie. It'll be her for the score bench. Her second. Varley will check out. And Alana Northam will check back in. Alana Northam, her first weekend back in Storm colours after a stint over with the Olympic Athletic College over in the States.
The Storm have gone a little bit taller. I press again. Pakenham throwing different. different looks at Storm in regards to the defensive end. Running a press there, nice move. Nice
Great
back
basketball from the Storm as Jamie Crombie loves it. The Barry U connection there between those two. Played college together over in the States. And now play on the peninsula together as Watman answers back with
nice,
a little
shot.
Little bit of magic of her own.
Yeah, tough fadeaway on that.
Straight. Pitches it out to Armstrong. Contested shot here.
Oh, nice rebound.
Massive rebound from Northern. Crombie got the fake and then got blocked under the ring. Hollingsworth did a good job to secure the rebound, and Grace Graham was already out to the races and cashes in her check for those two. So game close again. Northern tripped over her own feet, lost control. And Watman answers back, and just like that, Pakenham back within one possession after being down by as much as 17 points.
Transition defense at the moment by Storm. Pakenham are doing a really good job of moving the ball quickly and getting nice open looks.
Storm moving the ball around as Straight moved her feet too quickly, and there'll be a travel. So substitutions for both teams. We'll see Crombie and Straight check out, and we'll see Vert and Osborne check in. And Ebony Sands will check in for Eliza Hollingsworth. So a crucial 2.5 minutes here for both teams. 3-point margin, one possession game here. Graham dancing, looks to tie it up. She does with a massive three. As Grace Graham starting to find her shot. She's up to 18 points for the match. As Lee Wood thought it was last off Storm, but the referees disagree. So all tied up, 2 minutes to go here. Top of the table clash. BigV pink round as well as another turnover for the Storm. And Lee Wood out to the races, and transition offense is destroying the Storm at the moment.
Another turnover.
The Warriors take the lead, but straight away Vert with a rare miss underneath. There is a foul on the play. Refs will come together. We'll wait and see who the call will be on. Foul will be on white 11. Olivia Osborne. She looks a little confused, but Pakenham with a massive momentum boost at the moment.
Storm in foul trouble too.
Storm in foul trouble. So we'll see Ebony Sands at the line for two. Her first trip for this evening. First is off. Just the one assist for Sands tonight, only 3 minutes. The crucial minutes here coming up as she makes the second. Out to a 3-point margin in favour of the Warriors. There's that diamond press that Christian so often mentioned. Nice little dish inside to Osborne. Back to Vert. There's Vert. It's another two. Takes her up to 17.
They're just running different defensive schemes at the Storm at the moment, and that is working.
As Armstrong got bullied out of the way and gave Sky Rees 2 chances at it. And so 3 points still the margin. Minute 12 to go in this third quarter. Hollowwood looking for options. Varley lifts and gets it. Guarded by Graham.
Pakenham are really being disruptive in the passing lane, and
as Osborne was inside, pass was a bit too hot. She didn't come up with it. Missed the shot, and back come the Warriors. Watman getting baseline, finds Wood in the corner. Step back, 4-3. This would be huge. It is huge. And the bench loves it. The Warriors out by 5. Late in the third quarter, 30 seconds to go. Osborne to Armstrong. into Vert. It's been fantastic tonight. 17 points. She draws the contact. Fouls on number 11, Abby Lee Wood. Her third, and we'll see Amy Patton check back in, and Abby Lee Wood check out, and Hollowwood and Armstrong check out, and Howard and Varley check back in. Vert misses the first. So Pakenham will come into the three-quarter time break with plenty of momentum behind them as Vert makes the second, cutting it down to 5. But
yeah, 20 seconds on the clock.
20 seconds, as Christian said, they'll look to take the last shot. Shot clock is out. And who better to have the ball than Grace Graham? She dances on a defender, thinking about it. She lets it fly. Will she at the shooter's roll?
Oh.
She won't. Varley with the huge rebound. She's going to have to toss it. It is up, but won't count. And as we head into the three-quarter time break, this game is set to be an absolute blockbuster. It is the Pakenham Warriors in front by 5 at 66-61. And Christian, with a bit of a roller coaster of a quarter, you might say. The Storm got out to as much as 17 points after a 10-0 run to start the quarter, and then Pakenham just chipped their way back into it. Now, at three-quarter time, they have a 5-point lead.
Yeah, Pakenham have done a really good job of throwing different defensive, defenses at Storm. They went to zone, they've run presses, they've been very disruptive and gone back to a man in that last bit, and that's been very effective. Hands in the passing lane, denying passes, how many turnovers did Storm have in that last quarter?
Bellarine Storm throughout the game have 16 turnovers.
Yeah.
So they had 11 I believe they had 11 at a half. So they're going at about 5 turnovers a quarter compared to Pakenham's 6. So Pakenham certainly looking after the ball more, but we are set for a massive fourth quarter of BigV State Championship Women's Basketball. It is the Senior Women's BigV Game of the Round.
And going to that, Storm have done a really good job of showing on those pick and roll actions and being aggressive. But Pakenham, that last quarter, been very quick, trying to get things in transition and have opened them up a little bit.
As we head around the state, the other state championship women's match on. Currently it is the grand final rematch. The Bellarine Boomers taking on the Wyndham Basketball. And the Boomers out 64-38 after a huge 41-10 first quarter. It's Brianna Bailey for Wyndham with 21 points. While for Bellarine, it's Kira Lindemann's 18 points. So Bellarine all over that one right now, but we look to turn our attention back to this match. It'll be Crombie, Varley, Vert, Osborne and Howard for the Storm, and Sands, Rees, Patton, Graham and Watman for the Warriors. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a huge final quarter as the Storm will start. Varley to Vert. Vert been huge tonight, huge this weekend. There's another miscommunication there. Right looks, but the communication is off. So a chance here for the Warriors to extend their lead yet again. Graham coming over the top, surveying her options, decides to go for the long two and buries it. And margin out to 7 now. So slowly creeping away. But I mean, we saw in the third quarter the margin got out to 17. The Warriors chipped back at it as Vert draws the contact. Foul will be on number 4, Grace Graham. It'll be Graham's third. Substitution for the Storm. We'll see Courtney Strait check in, Osborne check out. Vert at the line for 2. 2 crucial free throws coming up. Vert with 18 so far. This is the first.
Grace Graham, 20 points at the moment.
Certainly found her shooting form
Oh,
after
61%.
a
Field
slow
goal.
start. So Vert makes the second, back to 6 points. 2-possession game. They go into Reeves. Graham cutting,
Nice
dicing
back
to the
up.
ring. All right, pick and roll connection there between Graham and Reeves. So out to 8 points. Howard up the top, waiting for someone to come. She gets Varley. 3 from Varley. No points tonight as she finally opens the scoring account. Georgia Varley with a 3. Takes a little bit of pressure off the Storm.
Making Pakenham pay on that switch.
So huge defensive possession here for the Storm. Graham, floater, is up. She gets fouled. And she'll head to the line for 2. Foul is on number 24, Jamie Crombie for the Storm. And Coach Sanderson wants to talk things over, so it'll be a Bellarine timeout. But, I mean, we're in for a big 8.5 minutes here. 5 points to margin. Out of the timeout, Grace Graham will head to the line for 2. You just pointed out there, Christian, Grace Graham, 22 points so far in this match. She is doing no wrong. 3 fouls for her, but that doesn't seem to be bothering her well for the Storm. It's Olivia Vert with 19 points, 3 assists and 2 steals. Courtney Strait, 1 rebound off a double-double. 13 points, 9 rebounds. So it'll be interesting to see how these teams come out of this timeout. Obviously, timeouts can be a huge momentum shifter in a game.
Graham's efficiency is 64% and, 50% from the 3-point arc.
She's certainly having a game this afternoon in this top of the table clash as she makes her way to the free throw line. Misses the first, makes the first, pardon me. Extends the margin to 6. A crucial few minutes here for the Storm. Makes the second.
Into a press again, diamond press. There
The
it
Storm
goes.
get through the press quite easily, leading to a wide open Olivia Vert layup. She continues her tear, 21 points. Pakenham wasting no time getting the ball back into their half. Vert did a good job to beat the screen. Graham, the hot hand so far, goes into Sands. She's dancing on straight, up, under, Patton. Her jump shot won't go. Box out there from straight was good, and she draws the contact. So foul will be on at number 2. Sands.
Storm look to have changed their pick and roll defense on that last one. They were showing at the start of the game. Let's keep an eye and see what the difference is.
So both coaches making multitude of changes here defensively, trying to outsmart the other. 2 very smart coaches. 2 of the best as Varley wastes no time, and that one's well short. And so Graham will slowly bring it down. They'll get through their offense.
Long 3.
Very long 3. Varley known to make those, though. Does have a very good range as Watman's mid-range won't go, and Reeves is there to get the offensive rebound. She has been electric inside tonight.
Yeah, definitely hitting the glass hard. Oh,
As Georgia Varley likes that
tough,
one. Gets it to go over the much, much taller Sky Reeves. And she'll head to line for one more as the Storm now just starting to nibble at the heels of this Pakenham team. As Lucy Howard takes a break, and we see number 96, Charlotte Armstrong, check in. There's one. Should be one. Varley made the first. So Varley can't convert the M1. So
5 points.
5 points the margin. The Storm need to stop here.
Back
Score
screen.
for Pakenham would be huge. Wood. Vert gets over the Hollingworth screen. Does a good job to fight. Makes her pick it up. Rees going to work against Crombie. Long rebound, 4 straight.
Good defense on that by Crombie.
So Vert spinning, lost control, regained it, and drew the contact. So Vert will head to the line for 2. Wood a little bit frustrated.
But made it work.
Foul will be given to number 11, Abby Lee Wood. Her 4th, so Wood 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. The first player to be in foul trouble as Vert gets the unfriendly bounce. And that first one won't go. 6 minutes 40 to go here. Another massive stat as Vert somehow wedgies a free throw.
Got to convert.
Skyree gets up and clears the ball out for us. Pakenham on 14 fouls. So still 6 minutes 40 to go. So any foul now that the Storm do get, they will head to the line for 2. And they have been shooting quite well from the free throw line. 14 from 20 to be exact.
They started really well. We've got to keep converting those points.
Graham comes over the top. Contested shot. Probably not the smartest shot as Crombie running the floor. Gets all the way through. Offensive foul on Jamie Crombie. That'll be her 4th. Second player in foul trouble. So, starting to get intense here in this game. Both teams know how important it is. Pakenham will move to equal first with the Storm as Varley was knocked onto the ground, but Rees, her finish won't go. Now frustrations are creeping in. Varley got bowled over there.
Storm really having trouble securing the ball on the inside at the moment.
So is referee and Coach Sanderson. A quick discussion. The ball's back in play. They go straight inside to Hollingsworth. Can't get it to drop. But she'll head to the line for 2. Foul is on 23 for the Storm. Courtney Straight, her 2nd. So 5 points still the margin. Game definitely not over for both these teams as Hollingsworth makes the first. And the second, so out to 7-point game. Still 6 minutes to go, heaps of time here in this top of the table clash. Is the action we needed. Crombie driving to the baseline, gets blocked.
Hollingsworth hasn't missed from the line yet.
So she's certainly one you don't want to foul late in the game. Watman looking for a gap. Beats her defender. Kick out to Wood. She's been good tonight and she lights it up again. Abby Lee Wood out to 14 points now. And the margin for the first time for the Warriors is in double digits. Out to 10. The ball certainly rolling in their favour. Vert thought about the 3, doesn't get it. So Crombie to Varley for 3. Long 3 is off. Hollingsworth, another rebound. And so Storm on shaky ground at the moment.
Yeah, trying to shoot their way out of trouble. Let's go back to their actions.
Deep 3 from Sky Rees.
They were working so well in the first half.
No good. So Varley will find Straight. Can turn it on any minute. She gets her defender in the air. Fouled. And that foul will be on number 4, Grace Graham. Pakenham's second player in foul trouble. So 2 key players for the Warriors right now in foul trouble in Wood and Graham. 10 points the margin. Crucial free throws here. Straight makes the first. Double-double for her so far tonight. 14 points, 11 rebounds. Makes the second. Back down to 8. 4 minutes 40 to go. 5 team fouls for Pakenham, 3 for the Storm. Graham, given space, made it, hit the deck. So swing it around. Rees, she's been fantastic tonight. She continues her form.
That would have been
No
a tough
luck.
make.
That would have broken some hearts here if she hadn't made that one. Bit of chaos here for both offense and defense for these teams. Straight dancing on her defender. Can't get it to go. That would have been huge as the margin's still at 8. Ticked under 4 minutes to go.
What's the 3-point percentage there?
3-point percentage for the Storm is 33, while Pakenham is shooting at 35.
Yeah, Storm are at 50% at one stage. I think it's the looks they're getting at the moment. They're forcing it a little bit, move the ball, get back to what they were doing at the start of the game.
So players now starting to creep into foul trouble. Vert now with 4. So 2 players from each team with 4. As Hollingsworth receives the ball easily. He decides to swing it around. She gets it back. Nice D there from Armstrong. So a chance here for the Storm to cut the lead again. Again, just passing decisions tonight have destroyed the Storm. 18 turnovers for them. Watman controlling traffic. Hands it off to Graham. Back to Watman. Gets a step on her defender. Shot is up. No good. And again, Storm out to the races. 3-on-3. Hollowwood wasting no time.
Oh, missed Charlotte then.
Kick out to Crombie. Straight, looking for the on-ball. Crombie rolls. Pitch out to Hollowwood. She's lights out from here. She is.
Better ball movement, better shot.
And we saw it all last night. The Storm moved the ball and they made shots. And that play exactly shows why, as Watman stuck up the top, manages to get it off to Graham. There's the pass there from Rees. Is too hot, and the crowd now starting to make a play into this. So they swing it around, find Vert. She steps through, over the top of her defender. Armstrong secured it.
Extra.
Hollowwood couldn't get the extra off, so she finds Crombie. 3 from way down, as Jamie Crombie cuts the game to 1 possession. And just like that, this is why this game was game of the week. It has been back and forth all afternoon. These teams both want it. Storm to go 10 and 1, and a turnover there by Pakenham. Could be huge. Hollowwood pushes the floor. She gives it out to Straight. Both teams know how important this is for their season. Straight, nice dish. Oh,
just missed.
right spot, right time, but it just slipped through the fingers of Armstrong.
Pakenham about to call timeout. Yeah,
It will be a timeout. So as we head to a Pakenham timeout, do not leave your seats, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 2-point match in favour of the Warriors after 2 huge threes from Jamie Crombie.
Yeah, Pakenham went away from their zone, just then went into a man, which the zone had been working well.
So 2 minutes 19, minute 45 here to go in this match. Both teams now in bonus. So certainly we wouldn't want to foul. Both teams shooting exceptionally well from the free throw line too. Storm have crept down a little bit, 16 from 24, while Pakenham shooting 16 from 18. So the game could be decided on free throws, but Christian, I mean, do Pakenham come out back in that diamond press we've seen in glimpses of this game?
Yeah.
Or do they throw something new, really throw the Storm off?
I'm not sure. I mean, they have the lead at the moment. The diamond press, the issue with any press is a team passing through and getting out the back and getting easy basket. So it'll be interesting to see what they go with.
A huge minute 45 here in this match.
Are they going to be aggressive and go for the win, or are they going to protect their lead, I guess, is the question to that.
A stop here for the Storm could lead to a score. Otherwise, a score here would be huge for Pakenham. Potentially make it a 2-possession game with a 3. So, Watman at the top. She's doubled early by Hollywood and Crombie. She gets pushed up high. They find Rees. Hollingsworth is on an island.
Rebound. Yeah.
He won't go for her. Vert with the rebound. Hollywood wanting to push it. Skip past to Crombie. Wasn't hard enough.
No, it's a wrong idea.
And so, minute 22. Still Pakenham with the 2-point lead. Lee Wood to Graham. She's pushed up by Straight.
They're really
Armstrong
showing.
did a great job to get her hand in the passing lane. Hollywood slows it up with Straight. Hand off up to Crombie. As we hit the final minute of the game. Vert cutting, dicing, gets blocked. Armstrong secures an offensive rebound. Gets set to go! As Charlotte Armstrong comes up huge in the dying stages of this game. And just like that, it's all tied up with 55 seconds to go, and Coach Gibson will blow her final time out as the Pakenham Warriors now are tied with the Bellarine Storm after that massive play from Charlotte Armstrong. And
offensive boards.
Offensive boards win games.
Yep.
I mean, the Storm haven't been the best on offensive boards tonight, just a 9 compared to Pakenham's 17, but they made it crucial when the time mattered, and just like that, it's all tied up.
Great game.
This is what we want. It is the senior women game of the week, top of the table clash.
All tied up with 55 seconds left.
So it is also pink round here, both teams sporting the bright pink warm-up tops in support of the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation. Make sure if you can make a donation at the Breast Cancer Foundation website.
And it's a club round here at Bellarine.
Correct.
HQ. You've got the Ocean Grove Breakers kids out there sweeping the floor. Last night it was Christian College.
And there was heaps of Christian College kids here last night.
Yeah, it was great.
They all packed in to watch the men's game, which was an absolute huge game for the club. Ray Borner in his first game came away with a 4-point win.
It's a great crowd even today. For a Sunday. There's a fair crowd for a Sunday.
So action to resume. Armstrong at the line for one more.
Ooh.
Misses it. So game all tied up. 53 seconds to go. Any score here for Pakenham would give them the lead.
Are they going to double on her?
Pushing Graham.
Got the look.
The 3
Secure
from
the rebound.
Schroeder doesn't go. So now the Storm with a chance to score. Vert dicing, slicing, had to toss it up.
Oh.
Tough shot for her as Watman's going to slow the play up. And they'll look to get a shot. 24 seconds. 5 seconds separate shot and game clock.
I think Vert pushed it then to try and get the second shot.
As Armstrong went for the ball, but thought she got everything.
So that puts her to the line too.
So that'll put her player to the line for 2. I didn't see who the foul was on. It is on number 4, Grace Graham, who has been money from the free throw. Now, something to point out. Storm still have a timeout. So
Yeah, do they use it if she makes a second? That's the
Corny
question.
straight, urging the crowd to get into it. Makes the first. 1 point lead here for the Warriors. Do you miss the second, Christian? Quickly.
No.
Still going for the make. Graham makes the second.
You don't miss the second on that because there's so much time left on the clock. So now the question is whether Sanderson goes for the win or whether he's going for a draw.
There is some tension in this game.
And
Players
overtime.
getting fired up. 2 points the margin. And as Christian pointed out, do you go for the final? Do you go for the nail in the coffin, or do you try and score and head to overtime? What's the safer bet?
Well, you go for the win.
You go for the win.
Yeah, risk it all. All or nothing.
So 14.9 seconds here. Storm ball down by 2. Top of the table clash. Pakenham win. They go to equal first with the Storm. If the Storm win, they still sit a game clear on top. So does Pakenham make their way back out for this final 14 seconds? They'll stick with the same crew they have for most of the game. It'll be Watman, Schroeder, Rees, Graham and Hollingsworth. And for the Storm, they'll stick with the same crew true. Varley, Hollowwood, Armstrong, Straight and Crombie.
Oh, they've definitely gone their shooters.
Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. A huge 14 seconds coming up in this game of the week. 2 points will tie it. 3 points will win it. No timeouts for either coach. Shot clock is off.
They're going for the win. That's what I think.
Hollywood lifts. Dancing. Spinning. Kicks out to Varley. Under 9 seconds. Varley attacking the ring. Finger roll is up. No good. Rees will secure it. Straight will come in a foul.
And I was wrong. They went for the 2.
You were wrong, as Varley's layup won't go. And that'll send Sky Rees to the free throw line for 2.
Sanderson out of timeouts here.
Sanderson is out of timeouts. He is.
Yeah.
The scoreboard just updated. So both free throws here would cause a massive upset in state championship women.
Now I think the question is, does she miss?
Does she miss the second? If she makes the second, 2.3 seconds for the Storm to bury a 3. It'd be tough, but miracles have happened. She will miss it.
And another offensive board by Pakenham, which was, I think, the tail of the game.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, in the game of the week, top of the table clash, the Pakenham Warriors will take the win over the Bellarine Storm, 81-79. It has lived up to what it was supposed to be. Game of the round, pink round here, and massive credit to both these teams. They fought it out. Grace Graham, 26 points for her, shooting at 56% from the field. Oh, it was Sky Rees underneath, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals for the Storm. Olivia Vert tops her weekend off with another 20-point performance, 21 points for her. Jamie Crombie next up alongside Courtney Straight. Crombie 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, while Straight had 15 and 12. We thank you for watching this game of the round in pink round. Reminder, next up, state championship men, Bellarine, take on Pakenham Warriors. Thank you, Christian, for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Hugh. What a great game to be on the microphone for. It was fantastic.
As we will see you at 2 o'clock for our next match. Hugh Moore here with Christian Sanderson. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.